Hey guys, how's it going? Got the Heizer Defense PAR1, that's the one that takes the 223, and we're gonna take a look at this gun today. Now Heizer say it's a service free gun, and all they recommend that you do is pop the pin, take off the barrel, clean the barrel, oil it, put it back. They don't recommend that you go inside, but I want to have a look inside here today, so I'm going to crack it open and let's take a look at what makes this thing tick. Hopefully I'll get it back together again, but you never know. As far as I know, nobody's done a video or anything on getting into one of these. I've looked because I wanted some pointers. I tried to find a schematic from Heizer, but there's nothing out there. So they obviously don't want you getting into them, which means I've got to get into it. So let's crack on and see how it goes. First thing I want to do is see if it's stainless steel, because magnets don't stick to stainless steel. This is a stainless steel padlock. Now Heizer say that this is aircraft grade stainless steel, the body and the barrel, but magnets stick to it, and this stick to the barrel too, so maybe I've got it wrong, but I thought stainless steel magnets wouldn't stick to it. Anyway, let's crack on and get into it. First thing I do is take off the barrel. Let's pop the pin straight through. That's the barrel off. And that is as far as Heizer suggests that you should go with these guns. So that's what we have there. There's the slide release mechanism for the barrel, and there's a spring there which gives you a bit of resistance when you close the barrel down. So let's take out these 5 screws. I've not been into this before. Kind of hoping I'm hoping it goes okay and that I can get it back together. But all of these screws I assume are the same length, but for sure I don't know. But it's the same thickness, so I'm guessing there will be. Okay. Yeah, it seems they're all the same length. Just want to test if the screws are magnetic. Yeah, they're magnetic. Oh, magnetic. Attracted to a magnet, rather. Okay, so there's the screws. Not sure what's going to happen next, because this release mechanism is on both sides. Let's crack her open and see what happens. See if I can see what's going on in there. I can feel resistance, I'm not too sure what it is. Wonder if it's that spring. Oh, things are flying apart. Okay, well, there's not too much in here. There's the fire and pin housing, and there's the slide release. That should drop out, I guess. It's on a pin in there. I guess if I pulled the pin out it would come off. Don't think there's anything. There you go. There's the slide release. And that's just under pressure, the fire and pin's under pressure there. Let's take that apart. So there's the little cap on the end. There's a spring. And that's that bit. There's a little spring on the front of the fire and pin, and there's the fire and pin itself. There's my GoPro powering down. Great. Okay, so there's them bits. I'll just put that somehow back so I remember. So that's that. And here's the trigger. It's on a roller bearing there. There's the release mechanism, and there's the latch for the slide release. So that's it. There's not a whole lot to it. Yep, that is it. So I want to check my little magnet guy again. Yep, he's definitely sticking to this. Anyway, so there you go. That's what's inside of a Heizer Defense PAR1. And if you don't know, the PS1, which is the 45 Colt and 410 shotgun, and the 7.62 AK version, they're all the same gun body. The only difference is they're all exactly the same because you can interchange the barrel. I can put on the 45 Colt barrel onto the PAR1 or onto the AK version. So that's it. Hopefully I get this thing back together. Now, just a side note, I don't recommend anyone takes theirs apart, but if you do, look out for this. There's some tiny little spring here and a catch that's involved with the trigger mechanism. And one thing I was wondering, and I may do it, I may not, I'm not sure. But on shooting this gun, a lot of the time I think the pin interferes with the primer. If you've got a hard primer or something like that, it may get jammed. I'm not sure if it's getting jammed in this. See the hole there where your firing pin will be coming out of here, so I'll do it in reverse just because, I mean, that's pretty tight. If that heats up, which it's gonna with the explosion of a 223 going off, I'm wondering if it's catching there. So I may just take a little bit off of the pin as opposed to this side, because I could always get a new pin. And I don't recommend you do that. It's something I may have a go at, but that'll be another day. These springs, little tiny springs, they're a bitch. So, you know, I think they were put together by pixies or something. Need real small hands or whatever. So I guess Heizer Defense employ pixies. maybe not. Right, I got it back together. But if you feel like going into yours, be warned, there's a couple of fiddly springs, and to get this barrel release mechanism back together, you kind of need 3 hands and little elf hands. My shovel hands, it was pretty hard to do. So, yep, it's the hardest gun that I've ventured inside of to put back together, that's for sure. But now you've seen what's inside, you don't have to go on yours if you don't want to. But if you do, be warned. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Let's try Tula. Cool. That hurts even with earplugs.